Hello Flosstube, it's Victoria, the Happy Stitching Nurse, and this is a second video for myself for the day. Earlier in the day I did the drawing for the Star Wars cross-stitch kit. There were a few people who made comments on Flosstube number 2, and they were the ones who were put into the drawing. So I announced the drawing earlier today. I used an app that had everybody's name in there, and it spun. So go ahead and watch Flosstube number 4 to see if you are a winner of this Star Wars kit. That way you can send me your mailing address and I can get it sent over to you. So this is a wrap up from May Maynia. I just wanted to give an update on where I got for all of my projects. And then my sister and I were discussing what we would do for June, and I will discuss that once I'm done showing off everything that I worked on during May Maynia. So the first project that I worked on was a Star Wars, and since it was May the 4th, may the 4th be with you. And that is why I made this project. Of course, my sister is much better at making things as an FFO, whereas me, I still need to kind of figure things out. Maybe either just put felt on the back of this or do something different with it. But this is what I worked on for the first week, and I actually completed it that very first week. The second project that I worked on was this turkey for Thanksgiving, give thanks. The tail actually had a bit of a different color, but because he's a pumpkin, my mind said the tail is like the vine. So I went ahead and I was a little more creative and decided to change it to what I thought should fit this Mr. Turkey. So that was project number 2, and I completed it. Did I complete it during the second week? I don't know if I fully completed it. Maybe in the week 3 I finished it. So the next one that I did, it was a really small project, was this little poop emoji. We have this ongoing thing in our family for giving poop emojis to one of my sons. So this will be going to him. As you can see, I need to put a little bit of felt on the back of that and get this over to him, and then it can sit next to his little brand poop emoji that I gave him over Christmas. The next one that I worked on was a sledding gnome, and it grieved me out. I really appreciate the tip that Lisa from Cross by Floss gave me about pulling out my own DMC floss and seeing if I had the same colors, because the Mill Hill pattern just gives you the floss. It's not on any type of organizer, and there's no numbers with it. The pattern lists numbers for the DMC floss, but the floss itself doesn't say anything. And so then I ended up with, gray, really light gray, light blue, very light blue, and then you have to try to figure out what goes where. And so I will be working on matching up the numbers to what I have on the little thread organizer with the pattern. So this is about as far as I got with it, because I did have to do some unstitching. I ended up taking a few extra legs on one of the stitches here, so I had to undo it, and then it turned into an extra struggle that very same day because the floss just kept tangling, making knots on me, and so it was giving me a headache. And so then I worked on some other projects. Next project that I was working on was this, let me pull it out of here because I have it. This was my last project, which was started yesterday. I had to run out and buy some of the floss because I thought for sure I would have floss for this thing. No, I only had two of the matching flosses. I'm not doing completely matching floss anyway. So I guess in hindsight, it doesn't really matter. So anyway, it is this hand over the coffee and no one gets hurt. It is a Barbara Ann design. And I got this far on it, and I'm working it on 28 count DMC linen. I believe I purchased this from Hobby Lobby. So the word on and one is a different color than what the pattern was calling for. The color that was listed was just a little too light for me, and so I altered it to show up a little better on the fabric. So now to the June challenge that my sister and I have been talking about with each other was the fact that we do have some whips that have been a little bit neglected. So what we will do is for the entire month, we're allowed only one new start. Then for the entire month, with each week from Sunday to Saturday, we will work on one focus project. Caveat, if we have a start that we have done and our focus project is not being kind to us or we're just not feeling it, then we can work on the project that was the single start for the month. So you have the option to lay eyes on something else. So that way you give yourself a little bit of a break, provided you need it. And on week 2, you can do a brand new focus project. You could make your new start as a focus project, or you could even continue on with the initial focus project, but you will go from Saturday to Sunday. And so there are 5 weeks. A couple of the weeks are a little bit short, so that's kind of where we're at, just so that we can help some of our works in progress that are just, turning into orphans almost at this point. So what I am doing is I purchased a pattern and the fabric for a stitch along. And I saw it off of the Vintage Stitcher from Artie. She was mentioning it there. I believe she also mentions the Proper Stitcher. She is the one, the two of them collaborated together on this stitch along. So it is the Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. It's an older pattern from 2007. I did get mine off of Etsy, and it was a seller that is allowed to sell it in a PDF form. So I did show on a previous video my fabric, and I'm sorry for the crinkling. I know some people don't like the crinkling. This is the fabric that I will be using. It is a 16 count Country French Cafe. So I do have sulky thread that I will be using. So this is my new start for the month. And I'm thinking that for this first entire week, I'm just going to go ahead and make that my focus project, because it is a pretty good size cross stitch and it's over a 6-month period, and I don't necessarily want to fall behind. So that's going to be my focus for this coming up week. So I just wanted to do a shout out to my sister because she ended up pushing this challenge toward me a little bit more by posting it first thing in the morning on Instagram, and then she tags me in it, and then she tells me, oh, later on I'm going to have a video up too. So she's already got one up, and so I'm like, okay, challenge accepted. So now here we go, another roller coaster, but you know. Anyway, I will put a link to my sister below. I will put my Instagram, her Instagram. I will put the vintage stitcher, the proper stitcher also, because they are part of the Quaker Christmas. So if anybody else is interested in that stitch along, you'll have links to the information. They have a Facebook page also with Artie from the Vintage Stitcher. So I will put the Vintage Stitchers link, and then I will also put in Lisa's link from shoot, I know her name, or I know her channel's number. Cross by Floss. Sorry, I have it written down here, but I know I've said it a few times because she's the one who's been doing the mirrors all through May Maynia, and my cat is bumping the little table that my camera is on. So I'm going to finish from there, and come Saturday, I will probably be posting a new video, show you how far along I have progressed on my Quaker Christmas. I might actually end up doing vlog style like Lisa from Cross by Floss does, or at least what she did during May, where she did short little clips and pieced them all together for at the end of the week to show the progress as she went along on her mirrors during May Mania. So you might see that, and then I will at that point decide what I'll be doing for my focus project for the second week. So depends on whether or not I'm having a load of fun with my Quaker Christmas, or if I've been doing some frog stitching and said I need a break. So we'll see. Anyway, I really want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed, left some really encouraging comments, and has been positive for my channel as well as my sisters. I thank you for everybody who has subscribed. It's been fun to see and read comments from people, and then be able to go into other people's, either their Instagram, or find their channel and subscribe to them, and find that we have some things that are in common aside from cross stitch. Sometimes it's same pattern, maybe it's just something that was in common in the sense of where someone has grown up. So it's been a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everybody who has subscribed, everybody who enjoys watching, and I appreciate you, and I want everybody to stay safe and healthy out there. Thank you.